Today, in the workshop, how many people are working with you? Four. Four? So you're there, the head?
Yes, I'm there. Management, right? Customer service and projects mainly. Alessandra does. She operates the CNCs and does the fret work. I do the grinding afterwards, and then she finishes. And the two guys do all finishing work, gluing.
Do you also do painting there?
No, the painting of this guitar was the only thing we outsourced to MK.
Okay, with wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Wow, so man, you have a perfect partnership, right? Yes. Wow. Yeah, the hardware from Hame, the painting from MK, you guys are sorry, other brands, sorry, you're going to have to catch up. Ha 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 ha. Because man, it's really cool. And for someone who wants to buy a guitar from you, what's the waiting list like? Do you have any ready for immediate delivery? How is that part going?
These here we will mainly work with ready to deliver.
Okay.
Unless the guy wants, well, I want one, I don't know, in this color. And then, yes, the guy will have to wait, right? The construction process will take almost a year if he wants to make a custom order. Wow. Now we already have a good stock ready for immediate delivery in our online store. Now at Kaiser, usually from 40 to 60 days. That's what the guy waits, depending on the model, to receive his package.
I see. Because at Kaiser, in this case, you guys are already making just the body and the neck, right? Here you are delivering the complete product, but does it take, for example, a year to assemble the entire instrument? Yes.
What the parts that take time are like this thing I mentioned about wood stability, you know? When we separate the block, we first make a rough cut into a shape that's approximately what the final will be. And then it goes to the shelf, stays there for a month or two. Then we refine it again as it has released tension and settled, right? We refine it again, do the machining, glue the fretboard, and shape the neck. Then it stays there again for months.
Yeah, you have to see this release, the tension. You have to see if the piece of wood wants to become a guitar.
Exactly. And with these guitars especially, we have a much longer period for the wood to rest. Because unlike with Kaiser, now we don't have a deadline commitment. I can make it in the time I want. So I will do it in the time I think is ideal for it. Like even exceed the time it needs to be made. Then there's also the fact that I outsource the painting, so I depend on like MK. They will also have their own timeline, right? And there too, it stays for a long time.
And you only send it for painting after it has gone through this wood resting process?
Yes, the entire construction at Kaiser too, right? Like we deliver in 40, 50 days, not because we spend 40 days making it, but because it has at least 2 stages where it stays idle for about 20 days in each stage.
To be sure that everything is correct?
Only then do we deliver, right? If it were to be done directly, we would do, I don't know, the whole guitar in a week and then it would warp in the guy's hands, right? And that's what contributes a lot to the extended timeline, right?
No, but yeah, I think the timeline, the waiting list with Cachiers is 2 years to get the instrument. So I think it's actually fine. And I think that, man, for the quality you guys are putting into the instrument, this care, that, well, everything is working, everything is stable, everything is neat. I think it's very important, right? It's a concern that you have, which I see as something positive.
Still answering your question, which I didn't. I talked, and didn't answer. The final fret is leveled at the last possible moment, okay? Like, after it comes back from painting, it's going to be assembled, adjusted, it will sit there to get accustomed, and then the final leveling is done. Yes.
Wow, man. Fantastic. I think this is important for the following reason, right? You are in the south. There you have a certain temperature, climate, humidity. If someone buys the guitar and goes to the northeast, yes, you really have to ensure that this instrument is very stable, right? So this time of, let's say, maturation of the stability of the entire construction of the instrument with you is good, because it even prevents, for example, during transport, arriving there with the neck warped, twisted, something like that, due to this climate variation, then and not having ensured that, wow, man, everything is working fine here. You can send it and it won't have any issues.
In this new workshop, we have a dedicated, sealed room with controlled humidity where the wood stay there for over a year.
No problem, right?
And the moment we start the construction, it goes to the machine, gets cut, and goes back to the room. Another day we take it out of the room, work on it, and it goes back to the room. It never leaves that room. I understand. A humidity level like average for Brazil, because it's more humid there in Rio Grande do Sul. So we set an ideal humidity level there, I think. It will suit most situations, and we keep the wood at that humidity. So the neck is adjusted at that humidity. So it greatly reduces the chance of anything like that happening. Of course, wood is wood, right? But we try to get the best out of it, right?
Cool. No, man, very good, man. Very good. I found it very, very cool. And did you feel the need to create Duran came only because of that issue at Connecta? Or was there already a growing desire like, man, I want to do something there, complete?
Yes. I participated in a masterclass with Cassius.
Ah, cool.
I don't remember the year, 24, probably. I don't even remember anymore.
Fantastic.
And João said, man, why don't you make the guitars? What is your guitar like? Then the guy, that really...
What is your guitar like?
It stayed with me, And I was like, man, I have to show what the guitar would be like if I made it to the end. And then, man, I had to do it. It was more of a dream, than something commercial for me, really.
It's that desire that comes from the heart.
Then, man, it was quite different from the Kaiser, right? The Kaiser was an evolution. And the Duran, no. The Duran already wanted to start with the level up high, right?